After the beef between Israel Adesanya and Dricus Du Plessis has seemingly been settled for the most part, I wanted to make this video talking about my own thoughts, and it's a very, very unpopular take. I'm already ready for the comments. I'd love to know what you think about it. It's about respect within the sport of martial arts. Is it always warranted to show respect for your opponent? I would love to know what you guys think down below. Hear me out. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another video. If you're new here, my name is Kyle. I am your guy with many YouTube channels. Let's talk about this. So, I don't know if you guys have seen it. I'm not going to sum it up. We're not going to react to a video for you. But Dricus Du Plessis, after he beat Israel Adesanya, after such a very, very heated rivalry about something that's like so deep that honestly, it's not even safe to talk about on YouTube. You guys obviously know what the rivalry was about. Dricus Du Plessis even made Israel Adesanya cry, like it ended up getting that deep within each other, okay? This was not to the level of Jon Jones and Daniel Cormier, but it was very, very important to both of them, right? Point being, it was a very, very heated rivalry. These guys didn't like each other. And if you've watched anything that Dricus Du Plessis has done since that fight, he has been not just respectful, but like incredibly respectful. From the Octagon interview to the post-fight speech, I have his post-fight thing up here. I was thinking about reacting to it, but I decided not to. It's 25 minutes long, and Dricus Du Plessis spends a sizable amount of time praising Israel Adesanya, what he's done for the sport, what a great guy he is. He was going so hard in like actually praising Israel Adesanya, and I understand it could be perceived as fake. I know that it very well could be fake. He could just be the better man, because obviously if you beat up a guy, if you choke him out, if you're about to put this man unconscious, like you beat him in one of the most, not dominant, like obviously he wasn't dominant, but he brought the dominance upon Israel Adesanya, if you know what I'm saying. So if you do that to somebody, obviously it's really easy for you to kind of bury the hatchet, right? But I hate this, okay? This is where my unpopular opinion is. I hate this. These guys clearly didn't like each other, and I don't like it more specifically because, and before I say this, Israel Adesanya, incredible athlete, incredible fighter. I don't really like him as a guy, and you just know, and I know I'm not coming up with some like huge monumental finding over here, right? People have said it before, but this is what I really hate about it. If Israel Adesanya would have done to Dricus Du Plessis what Dricus Du Plessis did to Israel Adesanya, this would be an entirely different story. Israel Adesanya would be swearing at him. I don't remember exactly what he said at the pre-fight press conference, but something along the lines of like, "I'm knock him out and drag his carcass across the world," right? Israel Adesanya would do that. Look what happened when he knocked out Alex Pereira. And Alex Pereira wasn't even that deep of a rivalry, right? It wasn't even that deep. He did the celebration like, had to like do Alex Pereira's thing to him while Alex Pereira's laying unconscious. I get it. Like, I don't hate it, right? I don't hate it. I think you should be a little bit, I didn't like what Israel Adesanya did to Alex Pereira's kid, but to do it against Alex Pereira, do the arrow thing, like, that was a cold moment. I think that was actually, like, I don't like it, but I think it was cool at the same time. I hope you understand what I'm saying there. The kid was a little bit too far. I think we made a video on that a little while ago, but my point being, if Israel Adesanya knocked out Dricus Du Plessis, he'd be dancing on him. He'd be doing what he did on Robert Whittaker, just with the machine gun. He would have probably, I wouldn't even put it too far to say that Israel Adesanya would be touching Dricus Du Plessis in some way. I don't even mean to like make a joke, but I mean like, I don't know, just kicking him or something. That wouldn't shock me if that happened. Israel Adesanya would be doing dances over Dricus Du Plessis, and he would get on the mic and be like, "This guy said this guy said that, and I came here and I showed him what's what." Like, he'd be going crazy, and he would just dive more into that rivalry. He would be such a disrespectful winner, and you know what? I don't have a problem with that. Dricus Du Plessis said some crazy things at the press conference. I don't care. I'm not saying like it'd be wrong for Israel Adesanya to do that. I hate that Dricus is being so humble and respectful towards Israel Adesanya right now, because if the shoe was on the other foot, then we would see nothing like this. And now Israel Adesanya gets to sit down at the press conference and be humble. And you know what's funny? Like, I'm sitting here, it must be eating him alive right now because Dricus is being so nice, right? Maybe this is just Dricus top tier trolling over here, right? Because we know that Dricus Du Plessis, one of the most underrated trash talkers of all time, okay? Maybe this is the route because he knows it's probably eating him up inside, where Israel Adesanya is now admitting that he's a champion, is now admitting that he's good for the sport, and he's just saying all this stuff kind of because he has to, because Dricus is being so nice, right? What's Israel Adesanya gonna do? No, I still hate this guy. This guy's the worst. When I fight again, I'm gonna knock him out. Like, it would just look stupid. So Israel Adesanya is forced to behave this way. Maybe now that, like, I'm thinking about this in real time, to be honest with you guys, maybe this is just top tier trolling from Dricus Du Plessis. He's on such a level that none of us understand, but I actually don't think that's the case. I think that Dricus Du Plessis, for the most part, is a respectful guy. He seemed very genuine. You could go watch his press conference, and I suggest that you guys go watch his press conference because, again, he seemed very genuine, humble champion. Like, he seems like a very okay guy for the UFC. But again, guys, I do want to emphasize this point that I'm not like 100% against Adesanya's behavior in general, because again, if he would have beat Dricus Du Plessis and was disrespectful, that's warranted. That would look good on Dricus Du Plessis, because Dricus said so many things that to the point where Israel Adesanya was crying. My problem comes from now Adesanya gets to be looked at as such a nice guy when we all know he's not like that. He's being fake right now. There is no chance that he believes any words that is coming out of his mouth. And honestly, like, I don't know if he has anybody else fooled, but there's no way. Like, look at the actions of Israel Adesanya throughout his entire career. The dude's humble in defeat. Like, could you imagine if he beat Shawn Strickland? Come on. After all the crap that Shawn Strickland talked, could you imagine if Israel Adesanya knocked out Shawn Strickland or beat him? Like, even if he kicked him to a decision, this dude would be talking wild about Shawn Strickland. And then when he loses to Shawn Strickland, he's like, oh, yeah, not my night. The better man won on the night. He gets to be all humble, and we all, like, there is no way this dude is actually humble. No way. Look at him. And I'm not going to lie to you guys, this doesn't really actually bother me, but when it comes to, like, looking at the sport, like, I watch these things and I just shake my head. And I already know I'm going to get the comments like, oh my god, why are you so worried about what Izzy's doing? Why are you so worried about Dricus Du Plessis? Like, at the end of the day, I truthfully don't care. But I pay attention to the sport, and then I look at Israel Adesanya and what he's doing, and I'm like, man, there's no chance you actually believe what you're saying right now. That's kind of the way I'm looking at this. And my point being, I actually really, really like when fighters continue with their rivalry. I hate Jon Jones. I love that Jon Jones was at least consistent with Daniel Cormier. I love that. I'm a huge DC fan. I hate Jon Jones. I do not like Jon Jones at all. But at least I can look at Jon Jones and I go, okay, as fake as you are, you're not fake there, and I respect you for it. Because he won, and I don't remember exactly what he said, but he said something to the extent of, I do not like DC, that's why I'm being this way. And he just did the, like, suck my thing, like, you know, kind of gesture to him in the octagon. He punched him when the fight was kind of over. Like, that, I like that. One of the reasons why I like Khabib, I'm a fan of McGregor, not so much nowadays, but I'm a fan of Khabib as well. When Khabib beat Conor was talking so much wild crap, even before the press conference. Khabib was honest. That's what I liked. Hey, are you going to bury the hatchet and shake his hand after the bout? No, never. I'm never shaking this guy's hand. And then he went on and proved that in the octagon. He choked out Conor McGregor, pushed him, spit on him, and fought his corner. Like, that's warranted for everything that McGregor was saying about Khabib. I like that. Another one that comes to mind that isn't so bad is Arman Tsarukyan. He's consistent. He doesn't like Bobby Green. We see Bobby Green have a horrible stoppage. I know this one's a little bit different, but I like when fighters are just honest, man. I like it. Arman Tsarukyan doesn't like Bobby Green. He goes, yeah, that was awesome when he got punched in the head after the bell. Like, or excuse me, when the late stoppage happened. I like that. I don't understand why all of these fighters, and I don't know about you guys, I would never be able to bury the hatchet with somebody like that. I understand, and I have a background in martial arts. I've been fighting my whole life. I understand the sport. I've been around the sport, but, and like, my point in saying that is I understand, like, the respect you get for somebody once you actually battle them. It's like a little bit of a camaraderie that you can't really explain unless you do it, right? But if I really hate somebody, I don't care if I just went to war with 5 rounds for them. I will not respect them. I will not like them. And quite frankly, I would be upset that I didn't finish them. And it's crazy to me that you have all these people online that are going to people like Dricus Du Plessis and Israel Adesanya where it's like, oh, I'm glad they buried the hatchet. I'm like, you just know, like, Adesanya does not feel the same way that Dricus does. And on top of that, it's very easy, like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, it's very easy for Dricus in his position to kind of bury the hatchet with Israel Adesanya. It's easy. You just had the guy on his stomach and choked him out. Like, it's easy in that sense. I don't believe that the hatchet is actually buried, and I don't believe that to be the case for the vast majority of fighters, and I love it, and I really, really respect it. As dumb as it may sound to some people, guys like Khabib, Arman Tsarukyan, Jon Jones, people like that who are at least honest in their feelings. Like, half these guys, I don't buy it. The only time that I actually do buy it is when the beef was actually, like, fabricated for the sake of the press conference, for selling tickets. That makes sense. That's understandable, right? But even then, you probably get a little bit of a kick in your ego there, right? I don't get it, man. I don't know. See, and this is like after the Alex Pereira loss too. Oh, it was my perennial nerve. It was like, did he have the same excuse as O'Malley? Is that what it was? And regardless, like, we have to listen to all of these fans go, oh, what a humble loser Adesanya is. Humble in victory, humble in defeat. When's he ever been humble in victory? Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. Izzy has so many of these fans snown where he says something to the extent, I don't care about the belt. I care about legacy. Whatever he said, I know that may not be the exact quote, but as if this dude doesn't care about getting the belt. As if. How are you letting this guy constantly fool you? It doesn't take a lot of thinking, or at least like just do the eyeball test on Izzy. Watch him his whole career. Watch the things that he says. Watch how he behaves. Understand who the guy that he is. I know we went a little bit off topic for this video. Like, I just don't get it, man. I don't get why everybody thinks Israel Adesanya is being so humble. I don't get why Dricus Du Plessis is being so humble. I don't get why the fighters are fake in this sense. I went off topic a little bit like I just said, guys, but I'd love to know what you think about this whole conversation. Guys like Khabib, guys like John Jones, even to like some point. No, I was going to say Conor McGregor, but McGregor has been humble in victory for the most part. You guys get the type of fighters that I'm saying. I'm sure there's more that's not coming to me right now. What do you think about being humble in this sport? What do you think about fighters burying the hatchet after they're done or not doing so? I would love to know what you think down below. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you for watching. Before you go, though, comment down below first of all. But if you want to keep watching the channel, I suggest that you check out this other video over here. It's a great video. YouTube thinks you'll like it the best if you want to keep watching the channel, guys. Take care.